Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's such a pleasant day. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Okay, so today I'm doing a video about King David before he was the king, okay? So it's actually an interesting story. I probably am doing like a part 1 right now of what is going on, okay? So I am in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 21, okay? So Saul said, I will give her to him. So what happened was Saul was giving his daughter to David in marriage, okay? Listen to the reason why, okay? Because, okay, so if you know the story, go all the way back. King David, before he was king, he slew Goliath, and Saul was jealous of David, okay? And so the song that the women sang in the village was, Saul has slain his thousands and David has 10,000s. That made King Saul jealous of David, okay? You guys may have already known that story. So King Saul had some issues going on. I'm going to go over that in a minute. But so Saul said, I will give her his daughter. Her name was Michael. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Okay. He will give her to him, which is David, that she may be a snare to him, and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Okay? So Saul was not really a friend. The reason why Saul took David into his household is because Jonathan was his friend. Okay? Jonathan, Saul's son, was David's friend. I mean, they made a friendship. Kind of like, it's not love at first sight, but friends at first sight. Or like brothers at first sight. So, okay, so Saul took David into his household, okay? And, okay. When the women were singing, Saul has slain his thousands and David his 10,000s, I'm at verse 7. So in verse 9, Saul eyed David from that day forward, okay? Now, because Saul was jealous of it wasn't King David, it was David, okay? Because Saul was jealous of David, like, I don't know if he was covetous of the fact that David had praise from the people. So in verse 10 of chapter 18, it happened on the next day. So after King Saul was jealous of David, it happened on the next day that the distressing spirit from Elohim came upon Saul. Okay? And he started prophesying in the house. So we know that Saul had some spirits with him, but do we know that those spirits were about prophecy? It's actually quite interesting. I don't know how many people pointed that out before. I don't know if all prophecy is bad. I'm not sure, because we have prophets in the Bible. So as I go through the storyline here, there are some prophets that are good prophets that are working for the kingdom of righteousness, but then there's some tricky spirits. So it's quite interesting. When you look at the titles used in the Bible, sometimes when it says Lord or God, you have to know whether it's God with a lowercase g or God with the uppercase G to know who it's talking about. So it's interesting how, okay, so anyway, and it happened on the next day that the distressing spirit from Elohim came upon Saul. Okay, so this spirit came from an Elohim, okay? But it was, if you look in my other Bible, it says it in a different way. It says something about an evil spirit came from Elohim upon Saul, and he started prophesying, okay? So we know the parts about David playing music to calm down Saul. Saul was upset with David. Saul cast a spear. He wanted to pin David to the wall with it. And my two versions of the Bible kind of sound different. But David escaped from him twice, okay? So Saul was afraid of David because Yahweh was with David. But if you look in the Bible, it'll say Yahweh or Elohim kind of interchangeably. So I was wondering, why was there a bad spirit coming from Elohim of prophecy, but Yahweh, the same creator, is it the same creator there that was in the presence of David, but it was a good presence, okay? So I don't know if that's because we all have good sides and bad sides. I'm not sure if that's what it is. So let me see. I'm going to go to the next verse that I want to bring up to you. Okay, so now note what I said now. Michael, it's hard for me to say her name because it sounds like Michael, but it's not spelled exactly the same. Saul's daughter loved David, and they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. That's verse 20. Okay, so Saul said he will give her to David that she may be a snare to him. So he's not thinking with a good heart. Now, once he started being jealous of I keep saying King David. Once he started being jealous of David, that's why a bad spirit came upon him. I just don't understand why it's a bad spirit coming from Elohim. Okay, so again, now he was covetous or jealous of David because David was strong and mighty, or he was wise in how he dealt with the enemies, okay? So now he's being, I don't know how to describe his behavior here because it's kind of he's being tricky because he's given him a wife, but it's not for his benefit. It's kind of so he can use her to betray and kind of destroy David. That's not a good thing, okay? So I'm kind of going through this. I might jump to another verse. So let me tell you here. I want to go to 1 Samuel 19, verse 20. Okay? So it's just showing you a little something that I mentioned to you before. So, okay, and Saul sent messengers to take David, okay? And when they saw the group of prophets prophesying and Samuel standing as leader over them, the spirit of Aravad came upon the messengers of Saul, and they also prophesied, okay? So, now when I was reading, I was studying the other Bible here, but I want to read the next verse, verse 21. And when Saul was told, he sent other messengers, and they prophesied likewise. And Saul sent messengers again the third time, and they prophesied also. Okay, I'm going to skip all the way down. So remember I said it's something about a spirit, a bad spirit of prophecy, okay? Not all prophets are prophesying with a bad spirit, but because of the jealousy in Saul against David, that's why he was pulling in bad energy, okay? So if you go all the way down to verse 24 of chapter 19 in 1 Samuel, okay, so King Saul went to go look for David, and was he looking for David and Samuel? Because Samuel was the prophet, and then David had left. Okay, so he went to go look for them. And so what happened was, I'm in verse 24. This is about Saul. And he also stripped off his clothes and prophesied before Samuel in like manner, and lay down naked all that day and all that night. Therefore, they say, is Saul also among the prophets? Now, guys, if you're a prophet in the righteous kingdom, you're not going to strip off your clothes to prophesy. That's what I'm saying. There are some prophets from the righteous side, and then some prophets that may be coming from maybe another type of energy. So I don't know. What happens is when we get into bad energy, when we like covet or are jealous of other people, it puts us in bad energy, and then bad spirits can get into us. So I don't advocate us stripping off our clothes to prophesy or do anything like that. But okay, and so he was like that all day and all night prophesying, okay? He was prophesying in the house the first time it happened. So let me see here. So anyway, let me see what else I need to tell you in the notes. Okay. So you guys know the story about King Saul wanted to destroy David, but David was protected because David was walking upright as a young person, okay? My message here is about jealousy, because I don't want you guys to be in a spirit of jealousy against people who are stronger than you. Because when you're jealous of someone, or if you're coveting what someone else has, it opens you up to bad spirits, and it puts you on the wrong path. So that is my message. This might be part one of the message. I wasn't finished like studying this area of scripture, so maybe I might come up with another part on tomorrow's message. So, and I'm going to study more about this spirit of prophecy that was the negative spirit, okay? If I can find out more about it. So if you enjoy my video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or comment. I appreciate you listening to my videos. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.